that, like, we should just send him to jail for an extended amount of time, like, depending on how bad, like, the or, like, how bad you did it was. Like, if it was an accidental rape or, like, really forceful and, like, they killed the person or whatever. But, like, if someone robs a bank, and it was, like, this huge robbery, you don't see them, like, punishing them by robbing their house. You send them to jail. So the consequence shouldn't be any different for a rapist. They committed a crime, they just go to jail for an extended amount of time. There shouldn't be, like, a huge debate on, like, castrating them and whatnot. It's just a simple go to jail for however much time.
Wait, what did you mean by accidental rape?
If someone's 17. Slipped on an ice cube.
Guys, another note on JSA etiquette that I should probably point out is that if someone else is speaking, if you think like they're about to finish their speech, don't throw your hand up. Because when that person's speaking, then they can see everyone, oh, wow, everyone really wants to speak. Am I doing that bad? Like, so just wait till the person's actually done and they sit down to raise your hand because, and it's not about whoever gets their hand up first. I'm just going to pick based on who's been speaking the most, who hasn't spoken at all, sort of thing. So it doesn't matter if your hand gets up first.
Explain follow-back.
Oh, yeah, and also, like what happened just here, don't ask them a question right after their speech because we want to try and move on to the next speaker. If you want to speak again and then ask her, that's fine, but just don't speak before I've chosen you, sort of thing. But there are different forms of debate where after I get done speaking, then I will answer questions, but you guys will learn all about that later. But yeah, that was a good speech. Thank you.
I would agree with along the lines of statutory rape as long as it wasn't like some 30-year-old with a teenager. I think that the age of consent should be lowered from 18 to somewhere around 16. And for the people who said, let's let the rape victim do whatever they want to the rapist, it doesn't make sense. So you're saying you'd let them torture them, even kill them. And someone once said an eye for an eye makes us all blind. And that's basically what it's a figure of speech of what would happen. And the people who say, don't castrate them because there's a chance that they could be innocent, in most cases, whenever there's a rape, there's solid DNA evidence that that the male's DNA is on or in the female body. That's undeniable. It's solid evidence, and there's actually a study done, and the amount of innocent people convicted of felonies is less than 0.03% and about 0.027% to be exact. So that's a very, very, very small amount of people that could even be prosecuted falsely for a rape. So I think that physical castration or chemical castration, it doesn't run a big risk for falsely accused people.
We're going to go ahead and have Kent speak.
Okay, so a lot of people are posing some, let's call them interesting ideas. But here's the thing: even if it is something like rape, you aren't always able to recover evidence. You aren't always able to recover DNA. Yes, in most cases you can, but not always. And what happens when you don't have DNA? Usually you go to eyewitness accounts. And while yes, it's already been brought up that if you're drugged or you're on alcohol, it's blurry and you're not likely to remember things. Even if you are totally sober and you spend the time to memorize, okay, their eyes are this color, they look to be approximately this height. There's, anyone who's in psychology knows that there's a thing called flashbulb memories. And they're memories of either traumatic or just really emotionally important times or events, and you can recall them clearly. There is a ton of detail. You could say pretty much everything, except that it is shaky at best. It is notorious for you leaving out pieces of information or for you getting things wrong. In fact, there have been several times where people have said on separate occasions that they were in two different places during one event because they are not that great. There have been cases where someone actually said, I spent the time memorizing as much as I could about this person, and they still managed to get it wrong. They still managed to be like, oh crap, wrong person. It's not reliable. So everyone's saying, well, we should just chemically castrate them, or let the victim do whatever they want, well, what happens if you do end up with such a situation? The best thing that I can think of to juxtaposition it with is when the death penalty is involved. One, people get overly emotional about these types of things. I think we can all remember, a lot of people when Casey Anthony, as soon as she was brought in for questioning, the media got on it and everyone was like, she's guilty, she's guilty. And we get overwhelmed. There's a study from Columbia Law that took place over 30 years. I know, Anthony, I will hurry up. That looked at all death penalty cases. 68% of them were acquitted, in most cases by the judge who handed down that sentence. So we know that it's not reliable to just think, well, we're going to get the right person each time. Maybe for a 6th or 7th conviction, actually I think in most places there's a third time law where whatever, but after multiple convictions, then maybe castration, but not just for the first time.
I'm Avi, and I wanted to refer, sometimes in JSA, we'll give, a scenario, and it's not always true, but it's, meant to put a point across, or to start an argument. So, I'm a rape victim. Just to address Kent's point. I remember seeing a penis, and some guy's semen was found inside me. Now, whether I was in a dark alley or I was at Disneyland, it still happened, right? And they find the guy, he's officially raped me. Personally, I think we should adopt Saudi Arabia's policy, which is castration. And they're notorious for being extremely harsh with their punishment. That's why they have such low crime rates. To all you gentlemen here, you guys even had the idea, I might do this, and there is a 0.1% chance of me losing my penis. Would you do it? Yeah. I mean, honestly, how many of you guys really, are going to put yourself in that situation? I wouldn't, just because that's an important thing to me. I don't know you guys. To the girls that are saying, that there is female castration, it does exist, a little bit of a different process. And you guys can Google it or something. I'm not going to go into detail with that because it's kind of disgusting. And it's the same idea. This is an important. I would lose my left hand before I, sacrifice that area. That's just somewhere I don't want to be. So that's just something to think about. And that's it. Yeah, I'm done.
We're going to go ahead and have Miranda.
Alright, hi guys, I'm Miranda, and the way I see it is rapists are rapists, and, rapists are rapists, and rapists don't rape to have sex, they rape to feel like a man of power. And they're taking a woman's dignity away, so therefore they should be castrated their first time, chemically or surgically, or physically I meant, because why should they get a second chance if the woman did it?
Make you laugh at people. Yeah, okay, we'll have to chat.
Okay. Alright, so first I want to address... hold on.
And guys, notice Chad has notes. That's really good. In the middle of a debate, go ahead and start writing notes. That really helps.
Alright, so, got my paper now. Alright, I want to address your point of sending people who rape to jail. Because, you know what happens in jail? Because some people who, rape, they don't just rape women, they rape guys too. So going to jail is like Disneyland for them. They're going to want to go. And then once they do get out, they're going to be like, well, I'm out of Disneyland, time to a California adventure. And hopefully they don't actually go to California adventures. But Avi, you were saying that we use scenarios to make a point. And I want to use a scenario right now. Say, I want to go off Cameron's topic, for instance. He was saying, when you get drunk or if you're on a substance, sometimes you don't think clearly. But what if you're at a party, you had a few drinks, and, some really attractive girl's there, and you don't really remember that much, but you think you had sex with her, but you're not quite sure. And then 2 weeks from now, she wants to take you to court for raping her, and you don't quite remember because you thought it was consensual, but for some reason she thinks it wasn't. So now you're going to court because she thinks that you raped her. And now you're going to get your junk chopped off you because of some mix-up and because you drank too much.
now everyone wants to send people to like Rape Island and watch the Rape Hunger Games, and you know, I love the ideas and the creativity this year is awesome, but I do want to kind of bring us back to reality. I mean, Jake, you said that a small percentage of people are like actually innocent. I'm not sure the statistics, but like, what if you are that 1.01% that is actually innocent, and you get pulled into someone's like false like idea of what you did to them? I don't want my life being changed around because of one bad decision of drinking too much and not remembering something. Or even if I'm completely innocent, and like I said, I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time, then that's going to change my life forever. So I think we should kind of come back to the realism, and that's just something I think needs to be said.
Okay, so we're, again, like related to what you said, we're very talking about like males raping women, or males raping males, but women do it a lot too. We just don't really try to think about that stuff because that's just a little more obscure. So, we all talk about castrating males, and you guys talked about the possibility of castrating females in some manner. But females have other ways of raping men. We're not going to talk about them, but they can rape them. So how do we stop them from doing that? We can't just go castrate them. They're going to still find ways. So the only logical thing I can think of is just sending them to prison. Because there, even though like males might rape other males, they're pretty limited on what they can do to other women there. So I just think that people should think more about what the punishment for women should be, because we're very limited in that aspect.
Okay, we got a new hand in the back. Go ahead, Udai.
My name's Udai. So these are my actual views. I just want to make sure the topic's going. So, like some of you said that we should adopt the whole Saudi Arabia thing with castration. A lot of celebrities are often like accused of raping somebody. For example, like Kobe Bryant, he was accused of raping a girl in a hotel. You castrate Kobe Bryant. Why would you do that? Like Kobe Bryant. Like, that means that will destroy like Los Angeles Lakers, and that means that the economy will go down. Like it's just Kobe. Come on, don't do that to Kobe Bryant. But yeah, like if we can have like a certain like, I'm not saying that like give like celebrities like leeway or something, but like kind of change it up because they're always like ridiculed and not ridiculed, accused of like rapes that they never even did. Okay, thank you.